Good morning. Whoa, that's not the camera I wanted. Hold on just a second. Boom. Ah, that's better. Let me get rid of this from yesterday, and I think we're good to go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at the news and events that are happening around us, near and far. Well, not so far, but events that happen in Mexico, in our state, in our city. We take a look at your questions, your ideas, and we combine it all so that we can have a pretty nice life here. And that's what we try to do as much as we can, given the current health situation. So, we're going to have a fun show today. Oh, Dan, you're on your way to the airport. I made today's Walking Wednesday walk. I made it specially for you guys because I know that you move about with the wheelchair. And if you don't get to watch it live with us this morning, I hope you can watch it sometime in the near future. Anyhow, today is Wednesday. We are going to have Walking Wednesday. We're going to have a few bits of news. And today's walk will be special and different. It is a little bit on the long side, but half of it we've already walked before. So I'm going to be asking you later on if you want to watch the whole walk, or which will take about 25 minutes, or if you just want to watch the part that we haven't seen. And we'll get to that in a second. But first, as always, if you are new to these broadcasts, let us know. Write the word new in your comment. We'll just give you a nice little welcome. And also, if there's something truly important that you don't want anyone to miss and you want us to bring up, please add the letter Q at the beginning of the comment that you make, and that way we will definitely react to it and talk about it. So without further, oh shoot, I was about to say that nasty phrase that we don't like, and then if you don't know what I'm talking about, this whole business of without further ado, I don't understand that phrase. So we're not going to use it. We don't like it. We're just going to get going with the news and take it from there. Oh, that's not the news. That's my control center for Facebook. There you go. Okay, so here we go. Without further ado, seriously. While we're still getting used to this idea of carrying our vaccine paperwork around and where we get it and how and all that stuff, it is interesting to note that there are other places in Mexico that have begun requiring such paperwork to access businesses and venues in the same way that several European countries have already been doing this. For example, some municipalities in Sinaloa have been requiring vaccine certificates in bars, shopping centers, and markets since August of last year. Quintana Roo has been doing the same thing, and Tlaxcala began requiring the paperwork 6 days ago. So all these other states have encountered snags along the way, but one way or another, are also adapting to change as best as possible, given the importance of the country's health related well being. And I think we will all be able to do the same thing. And or I hope that we are. And speaking of well being, the response to the vaccination campaign yesterday and the day before was excellent, with over 10,000 Pfizer vaccines for teenagers being applied. Booster shots are available for seniors 60 and plus, 60 and over, at La Lija and the Naval Hospital starting tomorrow. And meanwhile, vaccination for teachers is going on at the university's Cook campus in the northern end of the city. Flight cancellations due to COVID continue to affect our state, with 17 cancellations in the Guadalajara airport yesterday alone. 2 cancellations took place here in Puerto Vallarta. So keep this in mind, dear friends. If you are going to be flying anywhere, it is important that you check and recheck with your airline just to make sure that your flight is happening. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of COVID cases among flight attendants and other personnel. Last but not least, SEAPAL met with Conchas Chinas and Amapa's residents to explain their strategy to follow in order to address the damages caused on water pipes during the Santa Barbara landslide. According to this report, the cost of fixing the damage in the water pipe system is of 3.2 million pesos, and SEAPAL is ready to tackle the job if the construction company responsible for the damage is unwilling or unable to do so. And how is the nice construction company doing? Well, the report is not specific on this point, but everything seems to indicate that the company is apparently dealing with their own legal woes at this time. So let us hope that the water situation gets restored promptly. Now, let us turn over to the weather, and then we'll continue with the rest of the broadcast. Fun fact, I did the calculations, and apparently I'm exactly 241 times smarter than you, and that's a prime number. That's what snarky weather has to say today. Well, fair enough. I'm not as concerned about that as I'm concerned about the fact that it's 27 degrees again. Remember when it was 27 degrees for the longest time? Well, it is warmish today, 27 degrees. Humidity is low, however, 43%, and our temperature in Fahrenheit is 81 degrees. Today, hump day, we can expect a mostly cloudy day with a high temperature of 31, low temperature of 19. And tomorrow, Thursday, we can expect a humid day with a high temperature of 29, low temperature 19. And Friday, we'll wrap the week work days with a clear day, a high temperature of 28, and a low temperature of 18. Now, before we continue, I want to make sure that everybody knows about Oculto. Oculto is this secret hidden restaurant or private dinner experience offered by Carmen and Claudia formerly from El Arrayan. We've talked about them in the past. And I bring them up today because yesterday I was part of a group that enjoyed a private dinner at Oculto. And although I have produced videos and photography for Carmen and Claudia to promote their new venue, I'd never been on the sitting down end. So it was just absolutely phenomenal. In this day and age, when we are all thinking, how can we safely meet with our friends and enjoy a nice meal and conversation and cocktails? Oculto was just wonderful for us, for the whole group. I think there were 11 of us, maybe 12, I don't remember. We had an appetizer, a drink to start with, 3 appetizers while we were just sitting down and schmoozing. And if you want an extra cocktail, you can order an extra cocktail. They have several selections. If you don't want an alcoholic beverage, you can order a non-alcoholic beverage. And then when you go and sit down, there's a little living room, and then there's a dining table. When you go and sit down, you get a three-course dinner. We had um, wonderful food, and the final course is, of course, dessert. You get 2 glasses of wine with your dinner, and if you want to drink more wine, you can do that. It's just added to your bill. And what they do is they break it down on a price per person, and all you have to do is find a way to get there. And what we did is we went on a large taxi that we arranged. So what I'm getting at is Oculto is really amazing. It's really amazing. It is worth every peso that you spend there, because not only is it a safe environment and it's a clean environment, but the staff is absolutely excellent. There was a bartender, a manager, a hostess, a chef, and a chef assistant. So we had 5 people taking care of a group of 10 or 11. So that's almost 2 people per person. It was just stunning. So I want to recommend that big time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just write Oculto on your comment, and I'll show you some photos of the place, and I'll tell you a little bit more in another broadcast later on this week. Now, it's time to do Walking Wednesday. And I want to make sure that you've thought about this, and whether you want to see the whole walk, which will last about 25 minutes, or just a part of the walk that we haven't seen. Let me know in your comments while I explain you why today's walk is a little bit different. When you go to YouTube looking for walking tours, and there's a ton of them. It's such a great way to explore the world. They come in essentially 2 flavors. There are photo walks in which whoever is walking is not only videotaping the walk, but they're also taking still photographs as they go. This is what we've been doing here at Coffee and Headlights. But then there's another trend. The other trend has to do with experiencing the sounds of where you're walking. And instead of favoring the idea of taking snapshots during the walk, whoever is walking carries a high definition audio recorder to really be able to hear all the sights and sounds that are going on around you. So what we are going to do today is precisely enjoy more of a sights and sound walk. And since I see at least 2 people saying that you want to watch the whole walk, so let's see what this is like. And if you have headphones, you may want to put them on. Where is the samba? Samba, here we go. Okay, so for starters, you will not hear me talk during the recording. So when we upload it, and there are the subtitles. The subtitles are the description of the walk. I hope the subtitles don't get in the way of my subtitles, the ones that Facebook produces automatically. But this is what we're doing. I wanted to go to Macroplaza from my home, and I could have just walked down Francisco Villa, but Francisco Villa is really loud and really noisy, and I love this walk. We've done it before, at least the first half of it, but we've never focused on how it sounds. I'm looking at your wonderful questions. And I'll be very happy to answer those after we're done with the walk. I see that Rod Hardy from Bucerias is saying, why not do all three on the walkabouts? Well, Rod Hardy, if you'd be so kind to sponsor the equipment that I need so that I can do all three things at the same time, I would be so very happy to do that. And yes, Diane, this is what I was going for. Given all the crazy news from yesterday, I figured we could all use a relaxing experience this morning. And Bill, you're an audio guy, so in case you're wondering, this is my Tascam DR05 with a little dead cat on top. This is what I used to record. Oh, there's the dead cat sneaking out to cut on wind noise. And when you compare this place to other areas that are more touristy, it is so nice and quiet over here. So this is why I do this walk so frequently. Oh yes, this is a residential area, Ronald, and yes, the residences are quite large. And another thing that we've admired about this neighborhood is that there's no developments, there are no constructions, there's no um, vertical living here. It's all private homes. Yes, I saw that too. I don't know why we're hearing news about Oregon in a program that is related to Puerto Vallarta. Um, Thank you for those news, Carl Jones. But share your news and stories about Puerto Vallarta with us instead. Would you show the map again at the end, please? Thank you. I cannot do that, Barbara, because the map is embedded on the video. What you can do is once the video is over, you can go back to the walk on YouTube or here on Facebook or find it on the website. Oh, Dan, you're still here. Yay. There's 132 of you keeping us company. This is great. Oh, I'm sorry, 136. We will see if you find this interesting or not based on whether the numbers drop or stay high. Oh, my favorite tree in the neighborhood is coming up. It doesn't look that big from the video, but trust me, it is magnificent and it's huge. There's my tree. Look at the size of that tree right next to the street. It's on an empty lot, and I swear if they tear it down, they're gonna get the wrath of so many people. And we've just entered Jardines de las Gaviotas, another neighborhood. Marie says, I could live in this neighborhood. Not that one, this one. So could I, Marie, but I'm afraid that most of the houses are so large. Not so much so here in Jardines de las Gaviotas. In Gaviotas, the houses are really big, but in this other colonia, the houses are smaller. And gaviota means seagull rod, by the way. And there are a lot of seagulls. I think. I'll be happy to share more information about my equipment when the walk is over, Kevin. I'll gladly do that. And going back to the houses in this colonia, we're about to get to this beautiful rectangular park. So all the houses that are on this block benefit from having this gorgeous park that is coming up at this corner right then and there. Lynn asks, are there Airbnb in this area? Lynn, it's as simple as going into the Airbnb website and finding that out on your own. We don't represent Airbnb here, so I couldn't answer your question. Look at that park. It is just great. We are one walk away from Avenida de los Tules, and of course we know that right around the corner to the left is Michael's Thai food restaurant, Siam TV, and there's also the place where oh dear, what is the name of her restaurant? I blocked it. Help me! I forget. But that is right on the left-hand corner, and we've taken a left here when we wanted to go to La Comet, but we're going to take a right, and this is the part of the walk that is new to us. Grant says, I haven't seen a bus. Do they service that area? Yes. Oh, thank you, Mandy. Thank you. I meant to say Bonito Kitchen. Yes, Bonito Kitchen and Cyan PB are next to each other. We just passed them. So this is the main avenue. There are some condos here. There's a lot of businesses on the street level. Medical offices, things like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the next left to continue walking north towards Macroplaza. And this will take us through neighborhoods we haven't explored. What direction am I walking right now? Asked Christy. I'm walking east, but only for a short while. We're going to take a left turn on that street that is coming up and walk through Colonia Las Aralias. This street is called Canario, and we'll stay on Canario for a little while. What time of day did I walk? It must have been around 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun was still really high. I would have wanted to go a little later, but that was the time that I was able to do the walk. And I did this on Monday or Sunday, I don't remember. Ooh, I have a typo. Las Aralias, not Las Arailas. My bad. Oh, Mark. That is so funny. Ah. Oh, goody. This intersection that we're coming up to, if you were to take a left on that street, you would find yourselves at Licks in Fluvial, just to give you a sense of where we're at. Three blocks down that way is the intersection with Francisco Villa, and that's where Licks is located. Aralias 2, the sequel. I love it. In Parque Aralias, we had seen before because one time we went walking along Avenida de las Torres, and that would be one block over in parallel to where we're walking. And the day that we happened to be walking around this park, there were so many people out doing Zumba classes and cardio and just enjoying the park. Oh yes, Julie. Hmm. I was hoping for some this time around, but it was very quiet. Oh, now I remember. It was a Sunday. It was a Sunday afternoon, so everything was pretty chill. So as you can see, the buildings here are slightly older. They're not as fancy. Um, but you know, if somebody gifted me one, I probably wouldn't say no. I love the sound of the birds. We're now like 2 blocks away from Macroplaza. No sidewalks here, but at least the road is paved. There's this crazy mini soccer place here. With Well, what was wonderful to me, Marcia, about the birds and the feet is that it was so quiet out that you can actually hear me walking. I just love this walk because whenever I go for walks like this, it's just a great way to meditate and just relax the mind. Thank you for that, Rod. Moving along at a pretty pace, a pretty good pace. Well, I'm gaining weight at a pretty good pace, so I'm trying to counterattack that. And of course, we're doing this in real time. It's been 21 minutes. So by the time we get to Macro Plaza, it'll be like 25 minutes. It's not It's not a long walk. And there's Macroplaza. And at first, it seems complicated trying to find a way to get in because you don't see an actual door. You just need to walk and keep looking for it. And the access to the shopping center's coming up. And there it is. Yay! So that was our walk. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's take a quick look at all your comments. Um, let's see. Lots of good mornings, which we love. Thank you so much, Alan. 58 days and counting. I love it. Let's see. Carlitos, it's nice to see you. Let's see what else. Da, da, dee, da, da. Thank you very much, Michael. I'm starting to miss, I don't know if I miss you more than I miss your food. I think I miss both. Let's see what else we have. Oh, been meaning to tell you, I totally fell for your December 28th fake news day. Albert set me straight. I love it. I love it. We're already collecting. We're already collecting Dia de los Inocentes news for next year. Let's see. I am thinking about going on the Atkins diet, only licks ice cream. Oh, Raymond, that sounds like a wonderful idea. I would like that very much. Let's see. Let's see. Craig reports enjoyed a kick-ass dinner at Bravo's. Jambalaya was amazing. There you go. More craving Michael's restaurants. I love it. Um, without any more fuss. You know, it's nothing. There's nothing wrong with the phrase, Jill. It's just one of those phrases that in Spanish we would call it trillada, and that means it's overused. But I see it all the time whenever I'm watching like crochet tutorials or this and that on YouTube. It's like, without further ado, we are going to do this and that and the other. And I always try to think of an alternative way to go about it. Um, let's see. Oh, good. Oh, good. I remember you were asking about this, Jonathan. This had to do, if I recall, with loading your bus card. I know that Oxos do it, but it's good to know that not all Oxos will do that. Let's see what else. Pum, pam, pum, pam, pam. Going to the States for a week, COVID test negative, vaxxed and boosted, and double masked. Bon voyage. I hope your trip is absolutely uneventful. You say Oculto is a safe, clean environment. Is it outdoors? No, it is not outdoors. It is indoors. Let's see what else. Okay, I see a lot of ocultos on their own, which means I will show you some photographs of oculto. Oculto means hidden, and that's the premise of the place. I can tell you that it's located in Colonia Lázaro Cárdenas. No, López Mateos. My bad. Colonia López Mateos. And part of the mystery of it is that you're going to a surprise dinner at a surprise location that you don't know anything about. You do get to know what you're going to eat because you can plan the menu with the hosts, with Carmen and Claudia. And by the way, there were a couple of specific dietary requirements in the party that I went with. And these were all addressed in the most loving and respectful way by the chef in terms of what to cook and what not to cook. Let's see. We did the whole walk. Why not do all three on your walkabouts? I didn't mean to be snarky with you, Rod. I'm trying to find a way to be as comprehensive as I can with the walks, and as soon as I figure out how to do everything that we do better, we will definitely do that. For Oculta, will they group you up if you... No, they will not. What they do is, the whole idea is you and your friends. And I believe somebody asked, and I think they take a minimum of 8 people. But Carmen did tell us the story of once a couple who wanted the experience, a couple took the place for themselves and, of course, paid enough to justify 8 people. But, between 8 people and 12, 14, thereabouts, that's probably a good way to do it. Carl, I didn't mean to shade you about what's going on in Oregon. I read later on that you have been watching for a while. It's just that we try to focus more on things that are going on here, but thank you so much for letting us know. So Sue, no, it was not scam news. It was somebody that just didn't know, and that's perfectly okay. Dun, 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 dun. I know that somebody asked to see the equipment. See, there you go. Carl is new residence here in PV. Welcome, and please keep us posted of questions, comments, and ideas that you may have. I know you're Michael. I know you're Michael. I know past your house, Michael, but I don't want to reveal what it is or where it is because then everybody will want to go swimming in your pool. Let's see what else. Kevin asked, do you mind sharing more information about the camera you use? Gladly. What I used for this tour is I used my Insta360. Let me unplug it. This is a camera that we always use. This is the Insta360 1X. Focus, please, focus. Come on, focus on the camera. There it is. It has 2 lenses. It has 2 lenses to capture a 360-degree image. This is what I use for the video, and then in editing, I just pointed to where I wanted to go. And I showed this during the walk. I use my little portable Tascam recorder. It's a stereo recorder. Come on, focus. Focus. Okay, it doesn't want to focus on this thing. Anyhow, this is a Tascam stereo hi-fi recorder. I use a dead cat on top of it so that when it's windy, you don't hear the sound of the wind. And that is what I use. I have to edit the sound of the recorder with the sound of the video camera together on my video editing software, and that's how that walk comes about. Let's see. That park is stunning in the rain season. Yes, all of these parks just are beautiful when it rains. Is traffic usually this light? Absolutely, Ronald. It is a residential neighborhood, so it's always very, very mellow. What I should have asked is, does the HOA for this neighborhood permit rentals? who knows? I would get in touch with the HOA and ask them directly because unfortunately, I don't know. Um, Bonito Kitchen, thank you very much. Let's see what else we have. Good looking eye candy, we talked about that. Love those birds. Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for that, Dawn. Pudding pum 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 pum. If you were walking in Alta Vista or Zona Romantica, you would have tripped 5 times by now. Well, there's 5 times more eye candy to look at, Rod. So yes, I would have rolled down on my face and my camera would have been mega damaged. Um, let's see. Walk past a mural without comment. Okay, yes, I did several times. Um, but the world goes on. Ba-dum-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Let's see what else. Yes, absolutely. Anyone else gets nervous when hearing somebody sneeze or cough, if I may add? Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I do. And I don't like getting nervous that way. Uh, Raymond says, Optima, here I come. Absolutely. Optima is this very affordable clothing shop at Macroplaza. It's one of my required stops every time I go. Let's see what else. Yeah, there you go. That's what we were talking about. And I wonder if you reacted to some people that were coughing in the latter half of the walk. That wasn't me, but I heard the coughs and I start getting like all nervous about stuff like that. Let's see. A doo doo. Without further ado, I love it. Um, let's see what else. I see Oculto has cooking classes and culinary experiences as well. Sounds fun. Has anybody done it? I have not done it myself, Rod, but one of the things that made Carmen and Claudia very successful at their El Arrayan Mexican restaurant is their cooking classes. They are amazing. And even though I don't know that firsthand, I know that they have received all kinds of favorable reviews. Um, let's see what else. Thank you, Marcia. Really pleasant today, sort of soothing in these days of constant bad news. Thank you so much, Paco. Well, we try to, there's only so much control we can put on the news, but at least we can do these leisurely walks. And I'm appreciating the fact that you wanted to watch the whole thing. That means a lot to me. Da, 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 da. And I think we are. Oh, Carl asks, is there much of a rain season here and when does it usually start? Yes, if you're here full time, Carl, um, we have rain season in the summer months and it usually starts after May, June, July, and it gets really intense in August or thereabouts. Um, oh, there you go. Kathleen answered that for me. Thank you very much. It doesn't rain all day, absolutely. It's usually for a few hours. And Alan is asking what colonia on Friday. On Friday, we get to talk about Cinco de Diciembre. That's going to be our colonia in a couple of days. And I think we're pretty much done for today. Oh, Claudia chimes in from Oculto. We had a great time. Thank you so much for giving us such an amazing service. The cocktails were great. The food was to die for. Everything about a private dinner at Oculto is highly recommended. And I think we're done. We're done. Thank you so much for joining us today. This was a slightly different walk. We will continue to incorporate this audio walks because I think there's a lot of places that are really quiet, but then there's a lot of places that are bustling with activity that could be fun to listen to, such as a mercado and things like that. So just keep coming back. We're always going to strive to keep the content interesting and inspiring for everyone to enjoy. So We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll see you then. And on Friday, we will have para Pipa. We have Cinco de Diciembre. And so come back whenever you feel like you want to connect again. I'll see you soon.